question for you MAGA supporters out there. Why is it that the Republican Party, in this case particularly Donald Trump, always seems to look up to white people as heroes? In this case, the McCloskeys pointing guns at a bunch of black people and Black Lives Matter protesters that weren't even on their property. And then when they were charged, the governor knocked down the charges. And then all of a sudden they were speaking at the Republican National Convention. You look at Kyle Rittenhouse, an idiot who should have never been there at 17 dressed up in camouflage and an AR-15. 3 people end up killed. Whether it's self-defense or not, Kyle Rittenhouse is not a hero. And then we go to Daniel Penny. Now, I don't think Daniel Penny is a hero. I'd like to think that if you're choking somebody and they're unconscious and you continue that chokehold, that you're not a hero. But Donald Trump invites Daniel Penny to a football game. Why is it that the Republican Party look up to these kinds of people? No, he invites people like Kyle Rittenhouse. He invites people like Penny, the McCloskeys, and the Republican Party looks up to these people as heroes. Well, let me be very clear here, and you guys could make up your own conclusions. I think I know why, and I think the color of skin has a lot to do with it. But you see, if you choke out somebody that's black and they die, the Republican Party looks up to you as a hero. But if you're black and you actually do something heroic, they ignore the story altogether. If you watch Fox News, they'll make it seem like only black people are committing crimes in this country. You don't believe me? Watch Fox News all day. They will show black people committing crimes throughout the country. But how many times does Fox News show the January 6th insurrection? But if you listen to Donald Trump or many of his supporters, Kyle Rittenhouse is the hero. Daniel Penny is the hero. The McCloskeys are heroes. Ask yourself this question. Why is it those kinds of people are put up on a pedestal by the Republican Party?
Amazing question. I'm so glad you asked, my woke white brother. First of all, shout out to all of the woke white folks out there who are not afraid of confronting the absolute truth as it pertains to white supremacy in the United States of America. Salute to every one of you. Don't let them make you afraid of being called woke. Don't make them make you timid. No, speak out boldly, just like my white brother did right here. Now, you already know the answer. You already gave it. I just want to do a little bit addition to what you already said. You pretty much covered it all. But the number one goal of MAGA is to be able to get away with killing black people. I made a lot of people mad when I made this statement last week on Twitter. I mean, they are absolutely furious. But if you look at the structured technique that they utilize, which is to go case by case by case and to find somehow some way to justify the death of the individual that is separate from the culprit who caused the death. What do I mean? Derek Chauvin versus George Floyd. They insist that Derek Chauvin was not the real cause of death, even though we watched him kneel on that man's neck until his life ended in a 9-minute video. Same thing with Daniel Penny. They insist, well, Jordan Neely was not really killed by Daniel Penny. And even in that case, they still venerate him as being a hero, saving all of those precious people on the train from this monstrous black man. You see how they try to have it both ways? So they want to, number one, get away with killing us. But then number two, whether they did the killing or not, they want to venerate the individual just like Kyle Rittenhouse, who is a hero to them. Vigilante justice against minority groups has always been a staple of white supremacy. It happened with the Native Americans. It happened with enslaved Africans in America. It happened with all minority groups as they begin to immigrate into this nation. It's happening right now. It's still happening to black people today. All across this country, there are unresolved, unsolved murders of black people, particularly in Mississippi, right now today, where the culprit has gotten away with it. Why? Because it is a structural desire of white supremacy to be able to eliminate minorities with impunity. And I'm so grateful that there are some woke white folks in this country who get it. Thank you, my woke white brother, for getting it. Spread the word.